Hello, and welcome to my presentation on run-on sentences. Let's get started. What is a run-on? Yes, look at that sentence go. It just keeps going on and on and on. Run-on sentences are two or more complete sentences joined together with no punctuation separating them. So run-on sentences have no punctuation. Where there should be a semicolon or a period, there is nothing in between the two sentences to separate them. Run-on sentences are also called fused sentences because they seem to be stuck together. Again, run-on sentences are two or more complete sentences joined together with no punctuation separating them. All right, we've got that. Also called fused sentences. Let's look at an example. Henry and Rose are both in their late 30s. They decided to pay for their own wedding. Just with me reading that sentence, can you tell where punctuation should go? Let's take a look on the next slide. Okay, here's that sentence again. Henry and Rose are both in their late 30s. There should be a pause there so we can correct it with a period. They decided to pay for their own wedding. So in this correction, we made two complete sentences. Here's a second way to correct it with a comma and coordinating conjunction. So now we have added so. Henry and Rose are both in their late 30s, comma, so they decided to pay for their own wedding. So we've just joined the two with a comma and the coordinating conjunction. Okay, how about using a semicolon? In this correction, the semicolon goes after 30s. And then you launch into the second sentence beginning with, they decided to pay for their own wedding. One last way to correct the sentence is by using a subordinating conjunction, right? We can add since right there at the beginning of the sentence. Since Henry and Rose are both in their late 30s, comma, because now this is a clause, right? It's a dependent clause now. Since Henry and Rose are both in their late 30s, comma, they decided to pay for their own wedding. Okay, so we have presented several ways that you can correct run-on sentences. The method you choose depends on what works best with the style of writing that you're dealing with. Is it formal or is it informal? Are you writing fiction or are you writing a research paper? Also, you want to choose the best stylistic method, the best method that will give you the smoothest and most concise sentence. Okay, let's move on. Here's a little bit of a knowledge check. Drew wanted to use his coupon for a free air freshener, but it had already expired. Is this a run-on or a complete sentence? Hopefully you chose complete sentence. Very good. Margarine costs less than butter. It contains less saturated fat. There are a lot of S sounds. Did you notice that in that sentence? Yes, I didn't notice it until I started reading it. But is this a run-on or a complete sentence? Hopefully you chose run-on. It's a very short sentence, but where should you put punctuation? Right after butter and right before it. You should actually use a semicolon. Why a semicolon? Because these are two short sentences that are very closely related. It would be very choppy to make these two complete sentences with a period. So again, it's a stylistic choice. So here is the correction with the semicolon placed correctly. In summary, run-ons are two or more complete sentences joined together with no punctuation separating them. That is a no-no. You don't want to do this. You can correct run-ons by making two complete sentences. You can use a comma in a coordinating conjunction, insert a semicolon, or use a subordinating conjunction. Okay, hopefully this presentation on run-on sentences has been helpful to you. Thank you very much and happy writing.